It's dryline time, and with the dryline comes all those spring hazards that can create spooky weather, or, in this case, dusty weather. Let's talk about it in today's edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. And good morning, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Building-in-Chief David Reimer. It is Thursday, the 30th of March, 2023. We are going to be dealing with some active weather, maybe a bit today and this evening, but most of it is going to be tomorrow, and quite a bit of it we're going to be dealing with at that. So let's just dive on in. First off, we're going to be talking about the potential for a few severe storms. Then we'll take a look at what the radar might look like over the next 36 to 48 hours. Then we'll pop over to what's probably going to be the more widespread weather issues tomorrow, and that's going to be a lot of wind, a very dry air mass that's going to make your chips more chapped than, pick your favorite idiom, and the potential for blowing dust and significant wildfire danger. So let's just pop on over. This is the latest severe weather outlook for today. There you go. And again, we have a level 1 risk for a isolated strong to severe storm this afternoon into this evening across portions of North Texas, Texoma, and a sliver of northwest Texas. Honestly, the highest threat for this is going to be probably within 2 rows of counties near the Red River from Quanah over to Clarksville, and even then, the highest threat for a couple of severe storms this evening will be north of the Red River across Oklahoma. If by chance we are able to get a few storms to generate late this afternoon into this evening, main issue again, the potential for maybe quarter, maybe golf ball size hail, but I honestly think that probably going to be north of Red River. Maybe some localized strong winds of 50, 55 miles an hour, and a very low tornado threat. Tornado threat's not zero, but it is very low. And that's, of course, assuming we even get storms this evening. As we head into tomorrow, we have a level 2 risk for a couple of severe storms, scattered severe storms, as a dry line moves east across the state tomorrow afternoon, early tomorrow evening, with a very dynamic upper level storm system that's going to bring another widespread severe weather outbreak pretty much from Arkansas, northern Mississippi, and Tennessee up to portions of Iowa, Illinois. I think part of Wisconsin's in this risk too, but it's going to be quite widespread tomorrow, and we're going to be on the tail end of it. And the strongest storms tomorrow afternoon, we could have quarter-size hail, maybe a bit bigger, localized winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, and the potential for a spin-up tornado. All right, let's jump over to the radar, at least the simulated radar, as we head into today and tomorrow. Again, today we're going to have a lot of clouds across the eastern two-thirds of Texas as moisture continues to flow northward. It's going to be quite windy this afternoon, mostly south winds. And then as we head into this evening, as I let this load and loop back around, we could see a few showers, maybe a few storms fire up near the Red River along a northward moving boundary. And you can see highest chance of storms will be in Oklahoma. And then tonight we could see scattered showers, maybe a few storms across Texas. Then tomorrow, as that dry line moves east of the Metroplex into East Texas, Northeast Texas, there you go. We fire up a few severe storms late tomorrow afternoon into early tomorrow evening, generally looking like maybe at this point, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. is our prime window for a few severe storms with some hail, some strong winds, maybe a brief tornado. And again, all this is subject to change a little bit. We'll keep an eye on things, but notice how for most of us, we're not really going to be dealing with storms today or tomorrow. And in fact, you'll see clouds quickly clear out behind the dry line tomorrow morning and tomorrow afternoon across a vast majority of Texas, which brings us to moisture. Now here's a look at the dry line in terms of the separation between a very moist air mass and a very, very ridiculously dry air mass. And you can see that dry line tomorrow is going to be surging east with bone dry air across the western third of Texas. We're talking humidity values in the single digits, dew points possibly below zero. So that is going to be a very, very dry air mass. Your lips are going to be very chapped. Static electricity is going to be ridiculous, and temperatures are still going to be in the 60s and 70s, so it's going to be warm and very dry. Obviously, when you get very dry, very warm, and windy conditions and drought, wildfire problems. And yeah, we're going to have wildfire problems tomorrow across the western half of Texas, most likely. Any fires that develop could move and expand explosively. As we head into the wind department, it's going to be windy across the entire state today. It's going to be windy across the entire state tonight with mostly south-southeast winds. And then tomorrow, as that dry line starts to shove on east, those winds are going to veer out of the west. And it's still going to be windy with gusts up to 50-55 miles an hour across parts of Texas today, tonight, and tomorrow. So again, south-southeast winds across the eastern 75-80% of Texas today, tonight. And then as the dry line moves from west to east tomorrow, skies will clear quickly. It will become extremely dry. It's still going to be warm. And then the winds are going to go from south-southeast to out of the west and still be quite gusty with a significant threat for fast-moving grass fires, brush fires, wildfires, etc. And I know the Texas Forest Service has already begun pre-positioning additional assets in the form of strike teams across portions of Texas to handle any sort of fire mischief we may be dealing with, not only tomorrow, but today as well. All right, let's pop over to the temperature forecast the next 5 days. Long story short, it's not going to be getting cold anytime soon. High temperatures today across the state, 70s and 80s, warmest spot actually maybe around Pecos, in the Trans-Pecos Basin out in west of the Permian Basin. As we head into tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures up in the 90s across the Edwards Plateau, Rio Grande Plains into deep south Texas. Notice that 94 just inland across the middle Texas coast. 70s and 80s across Texas elsewhere. On Saturday, we're going to see temperatures kind of cooler comparatively across South Texas with 80s, maybe a 90-degree reading, otherwise 70s and 80s. You'll notice we're not seeing any big cold snaps behind this cold dry line, cool front, mainly dry line, honestly, tomorrow. And then here's Sunday. We're going to see temperatures warm back up into the 80s across the western half of Texas. Pretty good heat surge there. We're going to see an uptick in fire danger, and we may also see an additional chance for a few severe storms, or at least scattered showers and storms, maybe some strong, across the eastern third and southeastern third of Texas on Sunday. But we're going to deal with that after we get through today and tomorrow. And then here is Monday, and oh, guacamole. Let me tell you. Monday for several locations of Texas may be the hottest day we've had so far this spring. And we're going to see 90s galore. 90s are going to be more common across Texas than the lower temperatures. So Monday, it's going to feel like May and June with temperatures in the 90s. San Antonio, 95. Austin, 93. DFW, right around 90. Probably 91 in Wichita Falls. 92 in Abilene. Houston, probably right about 90 degrees. Laredo, probably 102, 105. It's going to be hot. So, and that's what we get to look forward to on Monday with another storm system coming in maybe Tuesday into Wednesday. We could have a few severe storms with that, with the dry line staying up again. So dry line staying up, well, technically today, but it's going to stay capped, so no storms probably. Tomorrow, the dry line moves east. Fire danger, very warm, very dry west of it. We see that retreat on Saturday into Sunday, then set up on Sunday. Chance of storms, eastern third of Texas. Higher fire danger, very warm, very dry west of the dry line again. And same story for Monday and Tuesday. Welcome to spring in Texas. So it is going to be a bit busy in the weather department, but of course we'll be keeping an eye on it here at the Texas Storm Chasers. You can do the same with the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in the Google Play and Apple app stores. We've got a new app. And you can also just go to your web browser and type in texasweather.app, and it'll take you right to the app page where you can download our free app. We'll have our next Texas Weather Roundup out by 7 a.m. Friday, and we'll be keeping an eye on the weather today as well, so we'll probably have some more weather updates. Y'all have a great Thursday, and God bless.